I'm not training with the mentality, that I'm getting ready, to fight an icon, fight a legend. At the end of the day, he's just another man.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a legendary slugger who's dodged bullets of time steps back into the ring? Can a fighter with decades of aches and glory still outshine a hungry champion in his prime?
For my title, he's going in there trying to take my title, and I got to do whatever.
From the moment word broke that Manny Pacquiao would face Mario Barrios, boxing fans held their breath. Two titans separated by generation, brought together by fate, training, and sheer will. The stakes could not be higher. A living icon seeking one more chapter. A rising star aiming to cement his name. When Roy Jones Jr., one of the most electrifying athletes ever to lace up gloves, cast his verdict, the boxing world leans in. In this high-energy, satirical rundown, we'll dive into the nitty-gritty, the camp rumors, the ring legends takes, and the blueprint for victory Roy laid out.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Roy Jones Jr. knows power. He has felt it, unleashed it, and respected it. Watching Pacquiao train at 46, he's struck by the Filipino's laser focus and undimmed hunger. Manny isn't clocking miles on a treadmill for a paycheck. He's chasing history. He shifts direction like a hummingbird, disappears behind feints, then unloads punishing blows faster than Barrios can blink. Roy notes that at 46, many lose their legs before their fists. But Pacquiao's legs are still springboards driving torque that bursts hurt in Roy's eyes. Barrios faces a wall of guile and experience, not just weight classes and youth. The blueprint is clear. Cut the ring off, force Barrios into exchanges, and land that vicious left hand before he can reset.
But in society today, we're caught up as the best fighter ever.
But let's not pretend it's a men's fashion show. This is war. Manny's camp radiates confidence. In leaked gym footage, he punishes heavy bags, shadow boxes with the poise of younger days, and hooks focus mitts like a coiled spring. Critics point to his aged eyes, slower reflexes. Roy shrugs off those doubts. Power is the last thing to go. He says, age like fine scotch. Pacquiao's essence remains. Speed, timing, and a fighter's sixth sense. Roy recounts days sparring under Robert Guerrero. Manny's power felt the same then. If Roy's predictions hold, Barrios might be overwhelmed before round 5.
That's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in business,
voices from the veteran chorus amplify the debate. Manuel Marquez, last man to floor Pacquiao, warns that aging joints and past fractures could betray him. Yet, he admits that disciplined training preserves knockout force. Teddy Atlas, ever the skeptic, paints a dire picture playing with fire. No matter how well you dress it up, a 46-year-old body can't ignore decades of punishment. Roy counters with an analogy. Even a 26-year-old can have his candle snuffed by one punch. The consensus. Boxing defies age occasionally, but only for those who respect its cost.
Fighter of the decade, 1990s. Passing on the torch to Manny Pacquiao, fighter for the 2000s, right?
Barrios fans wield optimism, too. Sean Porter lauds Barrios' prime shape, labeling him tailor-made to walk into Pacquiao's counters and punish mistakes. Amir Khan points out that a long layoff dulls instinct, but concedes that one swift Barrios shot could rewrite expectations. Matchmakers whisper of potential Pacquiao-Mayweather 2 if Manny prevails. An enticing carrot for both fighters and networks. Roy chuckles. After Pacquiao stops Barrios, he'll have the world chasing his next hop.
For him.
Just be smart. Don't get overly aggressive. Try to be smart with your aggression.
The satirical undercurrent can't be ignored. Boxing media revels in clickbait, Barrios to Richtofen, Pacquiao's age crisis. Yet those screams mask nuance. Roy advocates cutting through hype. He paints a chess match, not just bombs and bravado. The keys to victory are ring IQ, timing, and conditioning. For Pacquiao, maintaining peak cardio across 12 rounds means sticking to his old-school road work, 5 a.m. runs, jump ropes, and endless pad sessions. For Barrios, it's balancing explosive offense with cautious defense, mixing head movement, angles, and the stiff jab to keep Manny honest.
Take your shots when you can, but don't go out there to just quickly knock him out. Just outbox him like you did last time. When you get chances.
Training camps have become battlegrounds of attrition where every drop of sweat counts toward destiny. Pacquiao's training remains rooted in the grit of old-school discipline. Early morning runs through rugged hills, endless rounds of shadow boxing until his arms ache, and a mighty work so precise it slices through the air like a razor. In contrast, Barrios leans into the modern era. Biometric monitors track every heartbeat. Altitude masks simulate high mountain exertion. And slow-motion video breakdowns dissect every movement frame by frame like a digital playbook. Tradition squares off against technology. Each man believes his method carves the sharper warrior. Neither corner yields. Both blend the past hard truths with today's tools. When those doors lock, only raw will and honed skill determine who emerges.
I give more credit to than most people. I saw this guy fighting at 135. How do you fight him at 1?
Nutrition and recovery have become science fairs for fighters chasing prime performance. Pacquiao still favors lean protein, brown rice, and greens, a simple menu that fueled his glory years. Barrios supplements with shakes, high-octane energy gels, and cryotherapy sessions to speed muscle repair. Skeptics question whether modern recovery stunts toughness, while traditionalists warn against pampering bodies that must endure fists. In reality, both camps walk a line between resilience and innovation. Success resides in balance. Respect for time-tested routines, cautious embrace of breakthroughs, and constant skepticism toward fads that promise too much.
You understand me? And he's still dangerous at 160. He ain't just no fight. You got.
Psychological warfare now starts on social feeds, where trash talk and meme campaigns flicker like sparklers before fireworks. Pacquiao's legacy renders insults quaint. He lets footwork and fading shadows send messages. Barrios uses his social channels to showcase pad sessions and flex dabs, an open taunt at global audiences. Roy Jones Jr. chuckles at both approaches, reminding fans that true intimidation unfolds when gloves touch and 4-ounce leather meets bone. Overconfidence can shatter like glass under a well-placed counter. In the end, bravado amounts to little more than sound and fury when a bell tolls.
He gonna get you if you ain't careful. You ain't on your A game. Ask Dana Rosenblatt. Well, nothing on your A game.
Coaches stand as chess masters, plotting every move from neutral corners. Freddie Roach remains the old guard, stern, unwavering, and a living link to Pacquiao's prime. Every drill, every rest interval carries purpose beyond May fitness. Bob Santos, meanwhile, directs Barrios' crew with surgical precision, blending tactical nuance with brute conditioning. Both men respect each other's craft. They've traded nods at weigh-ins and acknowledged the gravity of training nights. Yet, when their fighters trade punches, there's no diplomacy, only the cold reality of competitive survival.
And even at an old age, not many people beat Roberto the ring. He did.
Corners become sanctuaries and war rooms in each 3-minute interval between rounds, ice packs, and calm breaths of water. Words from cutmen and assistant trainers stoke fighting spirit. Pacquiao hears steady reminders to guard the body, to pick punches wisely, and to exploit Barrios' half-second lapses. Barrios, hearing his corner, absorbs mantras of pressure. Jab, set feet, close distance. Roy compares corner advice to rhythm in jazz, guidance that shapes improvised brilliance. When their fighters return to center, they carry corner wisdom like talismans under the lights.
Roberto went to UK with headgear, without headgear, Nigerian wore headgear. He made Nigerian.
Fan culture fuels the spectacle, turning ringside into a carnival of hope and fear. Filipino flags ripple beside U.S. stars and Mexican banners in a global mosaic. Barrios' supporters tout youth and athleticism, chanting that the era of legend belongs to history. Pacquiao's fans respond with chant of faith and pride, confident that heart trumps youth. Both sides carry memories of past triumphs and near misses, feeding social media with predictions and prayers. The tension crescendos until silence falls and gloves meet.
Being like a beginner, and Nigel is much younger than him. You understand me? And Nigel was a
Behind the scenes, promoters and networks calculate every angle. Pay-per-view buys, ticket sales, and streaming numbers. A Pacquiao win could spark rematch mania. Mayweather 2 whispers in executive suites. A Barrios upset with upend narratives, sending shockwaves through rankings and reshaping future matches.
Regular middleweight and super middleweight. This guy started lightweight.
16. Betting odds reflect uncertainty. Early lines might favor Barrios by a narrow margin, banking on youth and activity. As fight week nears, odds tighten or swing based on sparring reports and weight cut drama. Those following the action know lines shift faster than combinations in a title exchange. Roy warned punters. Odds only measure perception, not inevitability. One perfectly timed hook can rend a month of analysis moot. In boxing, the scoreboard resets with
After a
every bet.
broken neck, as a lightweight, you gonna fight one of the best fighters.
History offers parallels that tremble with irony. George Foreman reclaimed glory in 1994 at 45, suffocating Michael Moore with experience. Oh power! Bernard Hopkins fought past 50 against logic and critics alike. Yet those comebacks skirt the edges of common sense. They are marvels, not maps. Pacquiao's challenge stands among those tales carrying hope that legacies can defy age. Barrios, conversely, seeks a place in history by ending one. Their fight becomes more than a match. It's a junction of eras.
And you do it still. I was crying after the fight because I was afraid I didn't want to hurt his neck. I didn't want to fight this.
Round by round predictions forecast a tactical opening that tests nerves. Round 1 likely features tentative jabs and foot feints as each man gauges distance. By round 3, Pacquiao's speed could puncture Barrios' guard, earning him minor edges. In mid-fight rounds, Barrios must counterpunch effectively or risk drifting off balance. Late rounds favor conditioning, and Pacquiao built his legend on relentless pace. If both endure, the judges' scorecards may hinge on